Imagine a day in 8th century England. The sun shines on lush green hills. Monasteries stand as beacons of peace. Unknowing to the islanders, a storm brews on the horizon. From the icy fjords of Denmark, a new terror emerges, the Vikings. Long, sleek ships adorned with fearsome dragon heads cut through the waves. These are no mere traders. These are warriors, driven by the promise of riches and fueled by the fires of conquest. The Vikings were a force of nature. They were expert sailors and fierce warriors. Their arrival on English shores would change the course of history. No corner of the land would be safe from their reach. Their raids were swift and brutal. They sought gold, silver, and slaves. They left a trail of destruction in their wake. The English had never seen anything like it. Their monasteries, once havens of peace, became prime targets. The monks, unprepared for such savagery, were easy prey. It was the beginning of a long and bloody conflict. The Vikings, it seemed, were unstoppable. The year 793 AD, a date etched in infamy. Viking longships appeared off the coast of Northumbria. Their target, the holy island of Lindisfarne. This monastery, a centre of learning and faith, was about to face the full fury of the Viking storm. The monks were taken completely by surprise. The Vikings stormed ashore, their axes gleaming in the sunlight. They descended upon the monastery with brutal efficiency. Monks were slaughtered, treasures were looted, holy relics were desecrated. The Vikings showed no mercy. The raid on Lindisfarne sent shockwaves throughout Christendom. It was a stark reminder of the power of these pagan raiders. It also marked the beginning of the Viking Age in England. No longer were the Vikings simply raiders. They were now a serious threat to English sovereignty. This event was more than just a raid, it was a cultural clash. The Christian world collided with the pagan beliefs of the Vikings. The brutality displayed at Lindisfarne instilled terror in the hearts of the English. The Vikings had arrived and they were here to stay. The Viking raids continued relentlessly. Year after year they terrorized the English coast. Their longships, capable of navigating rivers, penetrated deep inland. No part of England was safe from their reach. The Anglo-Saxon kingdoms, divided and weakened, struggled to resist. Gradually, the Vikings began to settle in the lands they conquered. They established their own laws and customs. This region, covering much of eastern and northern England, became known as the Danelaw. It was a testament to the Vikings' power and influence. The Danelaw was a land of cultural exchange. The Vikings, though fierce warriors, were also skilled farmers and traders. They brought their own language, traditions and beliefs to England. Over time, a blending of cultures occurred. The English language itself was forever altered by the Norse influence. The establishment of the Danelaw marked a turning point. England was no longer a solely Anglo-Saxon land. It was now a land of two peoples, with two distinct cultures trying to coexist. This uneasy peace, however, would not last forever. The Vikings may have seemed unstoppable, but the English spirit would not be broken. In the face of adversity, a leader emerged, Alfred, King of Wessex. Alfred was a shrewd tactician and a visionary leader. He understood that to defeat the Vikings, the English needed to adapt. Alfred reformed the English army, introducing new tactics and weaponry. He built a powerful navy, challenging Viking dominance at sea. He also encouraged education and scholarship, believing that knowledge was the key to defeating the Vikings. His efforts were not in vain. In 878 AD, Alfred and his army achieved a decisive victory at the Battle of Edington. This victory checked the Viking advance and secured the survival of Wessex. It was a turning point in the war against the Vikings. Alfred's victory was more than just a military triumph, it was a symbol of English resilience. Alfred the Great, as he became known, laid the foundation for a unified England. He pushed back against the Vikings and preserved English culture. His reign was a beacon of hope in a dark time. He showed that the Vikings could be defeated and that England would endure.